Hi there, business owner. Do you want a better understanding of business finance, what your numbers actually mean, and stories of the highs and lows of business, where I'll be sharing my tips and tricks every week? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. If you're new here, hi, I'm Stephanie, your host and founder of the 3Bs podcast. I also am CEO of ABCS UK, which is a bookkeeping and accountancy and business development practice. And I created this podcast specifically for business owners like you who want to build a better business. So if this is your first episode, go back to the beginning. You've got over 30 now to listen to. Each episode will be 15 minutes or less because I really know that time is precious. And as a business owner, as a parent in business, time is limited. So while you're on the school run, while you're doing the dog walk, whatever it may be, listen to an episode and I really hope it helps. I love to hear your feedback, so please do get in touch if you do listen to this. If you've got any feedback, rate, review, subscribe, share to all your business owner friends. I'd really appreciate it. This week is all about gifting and the tax implications as a business owner to sending those gifts to your clients or your employees. I think this time of year a lot of companies will look into Christmas gifts, so it seemed really appropriate to publish this episode now. If you're listening to this live, it will be the first week of December when it comes out. So happy December. I don't know how we are in 2023 and it's almost over. I can't believe how quickly the year has gone. It really is true what they say is time flies when you're having fun. ABCS UK has had an incredible year. This podcast started back in April of 2023 and I just am blown away by the success and the progress that my clients are having and listeners to this podcast are having. Even if you're not a client that works with me, I really do wish you a successful 2024 and I really hope these episodes are helping you to build a better business, to have more knowledge and feel more empowered to be confident in the decisions you make in your business and the choices that you make. So without further ado, on with the episode. So I wanted to start with employees because you may or may not know, depending on the value of the gift and the rules around the gift you are giving to employees, it may be eligible for income tax and national insurance contributions to be paid on the value of the gift. There is rules to ensure that they're tax-free for both parties because there's nothing worse as an employee or your employee for you to give them a gift and them then have to pay tax and national insurance on it, making them actually worse off financially, and that's not going to help with staff morale, and it's not going to be an ideal situation for anybody. I know I wouldn't want that to happen to me if I was an employee, so I'm not going to do it to my employees. So the rules for giving a gift to an employee to ensure that they're tax-free is as follows. They need to cost less than £50 per gift, and that's including VAT. If you are VAT registered and you're reclaiming the VAT, it has to be under 50 total. It cannot be cash or a voucher or anything that can be easily exchanged into cash. It cannot be a reward for work or performance. It cannot be related in any way to that. So you could not give a gift for a promotion or hitting a specific sales target, for example. That wouldn't qualify to be tax-free. And it also needs to not be in their terms and conditions of their contract. So it cannot be in their contract that they will receive this gift. For example, if I think back to previous clients I've worked with or previous employers I've worked with, turkeys at Christmas was sometimes back in the day given in an employment contract. They'd get a salary and then part of their bonus would be that they would get a turkey at Christmas. If it's in the terms and conditions of the contract, then it is not tax-free. But if you follow those rules, then they are tax-free. And I do believe, gift giving is my love language personally. So I do believe that gift giving to your clients and your employees just boost their morale, boost that connection, boost that relationship. And when they're employees that work for your company, it can be mutually beneficial. It can motivate them to work more diligently, more effectively, be happier at work, which naturally increases their productivity, which naturally increases the work capacity, which makes you more money in your business. So if it's an employee and it follows those rules, they're tax-free. And this sort of time of year is a great time to do that. A lot of companies will buy alcohol. If there's particular alcohol they like, maybe a nice expensive bottle of whiskey or champagne, whatever it may be. Hampers, another one that are given out this time of year quite a lot. It could be absolutely anything. It could be a diary for 2024. It could be anything as long as it follows those rules and it's tax-free. And if you did want to give a gift to your employee, that's over and above that. I've known companies give season tickets to their favourite football club, for example. You can still give those gifts, but obviously you need to be aware of the tax and national insurance implications of that. And if you want to check that before you give a gift that doesn't follow those rules, get in touch with your bookkeeper or accountant, or get in touch with us at ABCS UK, and we can help you understand the tax and national insurance implications so you can make a better and more informed decision for you, your business and your employees. Next, I wanted to talk about gifts for clients. Now, as I said earlier, giving gifts is my love language. At ABCS UK, we give gifts when clients first join us and come on board. We give gifts randomly, little bits of Happy Mail through the post. It's just something we've always done. I feel like it really builds that bond we have with our clients. It really builds that relationship and that rapport. And at the end of the day, a happy client's not going to leave you. If you're still providing the same level of service, you're still fulfilling their needs and wants and desires. And if they're happy as well, they're going to refer you to other people. So it's a natural progression. And it's something that's really important to me, personally as well as professionally. After all, when was the last time you got something nice through the post that wasn't a bill, a bank statement, or a piece of junk mail? It's just a nice little touch that we give our clients. Now, it won't work for every single client and it won't work for every single business, but it's something we do that works really well for us and something that very often clients will mention, because we don't tell them that we're going to send them a gift when they sign up. It falls through their letterbox a few days later and it's always a nice surprise and we always get a lovely reaction. Part of that packaging, of that new client package that we send out to clients, includes some branded stationery that we've had made at ABCS UK that we also give out at exhibitions and networking events, and it's advertising. Therefore, it doesn't go down in the accounts as advertising. It goes down as advertising, It doesn't go down as gifts, because it's not a gift in that sense. It's a marketing, advertising, promotional product that we've had physically made. Depending on the type of business you have, it will vary on how it's recorded in your accounts or in your bookkeeping. So if you're unsure, please do speak to your bookkeeper or accountant, or again, speak to us at ABCS UK and we'll be able to help. If you are a product-based business, this is where it slightly differs. If you're a product-based business, maybe you're a skincare company or a fake tan company or a chocolate making company, you may create your products in the same way you always do, and those products might be what you send to your clients as gifts, but it may be more that you're sending a sample rather than you're sending them an actual gift. You're not going and buying a gift and then sending it to them. It's a sample. So it may be that it needs to be recorded in the accounts as a sample. Again, it will vary from business to business. No two businesses are the same. Even if we have multiple chocolate making companies, they're all slightly different. They all work slightly differently. So it is good to speak to your bookkeeper or accountant to check that it is being dealt with correctly. But it is something I wanted to mention while we're talking about gifts and samples at this time of year. And finally, I wanted to talk about directors of limited companies. A lot of business owners I work with are directors of limited companies, and a lot are not aware of the trivial benefits and the tax-free benefits of using trivial benefits to buy gifts for directors. So trivial benefits are similar to the tax-free rules for employees, in that these gifts must cost less than £50, including VAT and delivery. and can be bought tax-free to the company and the employee and the director of the company and be given as a gift. What I often see directors doing at this time of year is now is a good time that they'll buy a hamper, or again a nice bottle of alcohol, or maybe even a bottle of perfume as the gift from the company to the director or directors of a limited company. It is £50 per director. So if you have more than one director in your business, it's £50 trivial benefit per director in the business. However, it's not just once a year that you can use this trivial benefit. So you can use this trivial benefit rule 6 times per year per director. Now, I'm not saying you have to use it, but that's up to £300 per director per tax year that your business can reduce its corporation tax liability, and the director can receive gifts up to that value. It also cannot be cash or vouchers. It does need to be an actual gift, a physical product or service. It could be a massage. It could be a pedicure, depending on the cost of pedicures where you are in the country. It varies, obviously. But trivial benefits, I believe, as a director of a limited company, should be used to reward yourself for the hard work that you've put in to build that business. So if you're not currently using trivial benefits, or you don't fully understand the HMRC guidance, do get in touch with me, because I do believe it's something we should all be using as directors of limited companies, as long as the business can support it financially, of course, which a good bookkeeper or accountant will be able to tell you almost instantly. So treat yourself. It's the best time of year to do it if you haven't already. Obviously, check your financial year when your financial year runs. If you're a 30th of November year end as a limited company, you've just entered a new period. If you are a 31st of December year end company, you've got a month left. So now is a great time to get in touch with your bookkeeper or your accountant. Check what trivial benefits you've claimed, if any, this tax year. And if you wanted to claim one, then you can use it now. And that brings me to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. I really hope it's been helpful and you've got something from this episode. If you have, can you let me know? Because I love to read your feedback. You can get in touch with us on all social medias at ABCS UK. Also, if this podcast is helping, can you do me one favour this week and just share it with another business owner? Just one. That's all I'm asking. Take seconds. If you can't do that and you don't know any other business owners, then could you rate and review? That way it gets pushed out to more people. And it looks like on the analytics that most of you are listening, either Spotify or Amazon Music or Apple Podcast. I think Apple Podcast is just ahead at the moment as to where you're listening from. So if you could rate, review and subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, that would be really, really helpful, and I'd really appreciate it. And that's it from me this week. I think there's only 2 or 3 more left this year. So I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm hoping you have a wonderful week, whatever you're doing, whenever you're closing down for Christmas. If you're not closing down for Christmas, please take some time for yourself. It's really important to try and rest and recuperate. I understand if you probably run a grotto business that right now it's your busiest time ever. As accountants and bookkeepers, self-assessment season is just around the corner. So we are busier than we've ever been. But it's exciting and it helps me to build a better business for myself. And what would it be if I didn't practice what I preach? Have a wonderful week and I'll see you next week. And that brings us to the end of another week of the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. Thank you so much for listening. I'd really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to it, so that I can reach more business owners and help them build better businesses. See you next week for the next episode.